Hi, this is Todd Baker, your certified mortgage planner, and today I want to talk to you about VA loans, the pros, the cons, and also talk about a little bit of points of confusion that real estate agents have about them when negotiating deals. So first off, real basic, VA loans are for owner-occupied property. It's 100% financing, which is one of the big benefits. And when it comes to inspections and appraisals, what happens is the appraisals are ordered through a VA portal, and they then assign them. Now we're a direct endorsed VA underwriter, but that's how it works with all banks. We all go through their portal, and then it's a 10-day turn time. So it's important that that's ordered right after inspection because of that turn time. And there is a misperception. Many real estate agents fear that somehow the appraisals are harder, and they're actually not. The only thing the VA inspector would be looking for that's different on a VA loan versus conventional loan is a little bit more attention to health and safety issues, meaning if there's wires exposed or if the wall outlet doesn't have a cover on it, some obvious safety feature problems. And usually for most listings, those are already corrected before you even show the property and start marketing it. So really, I would not let worried about it in a VA appraisal hang you up at all, because as far as the sales comparison analysis is virtually the same. So one of the other pros is it's a 620 credit score, so that means their scores can come a little bit lower. And it does have a surviving spouse benefit. So I've had a lot of clients that were, maybe their husband was in World War II or the Korean War or maybe even Vietnam, and they've passed away, and yet they still have a surviving spouse benefits, and they can use those to their advantage. And the other thing is, I want to go over a couple cons. One of the VA doesn't have a mortgage insurance premium. Really, I should have put that under those pros. So there's no monthly mortgage insurance in addition to the 100% financing, but it does have a funding fee, and it's either 2.15% or 3.3%, depending if it's first time use or subsequent use. Sometimes those fees can be waived if the veteran's disabled. It's something we have to check with the VA about. But what it means is we're really financing 102.15% or 103. So you're financing the property even a little bit higher than what you purchased it for. The other thing is if you're putting down 20%, you really should go with a conventional loan, because then you'll avoid this funding fee, and and that 2.15 or 3.3, that's 3.1, that's of the purchase price. I mean, you're talking about on a $300,000 house, that could be very significant. And so 20% down should go on a conventional. Last is what's called Mon Allowable Fees, and this is probably the biggest deal. There's certain fees that the VA sets forth in its guidelines. It says this is not what these fees cannot be paid by the veteran. And for example, lender fees are capped at 1%, so that limits the kind of flexibility the vet would have as far as rate buy down or paying loan origination and all that kind of thing. There's also an escrow fee, a pest inspection fee, and there's a couple others that are not allowable. They usually are between $1,500 or so, maybe up to $1,900 depending on the lender. But the perception is that the seller has to pay for those. And the other perception is many listing agents get worried about that when they see an offer with a VA loan. So what I do is I always call the listing agent and explain that we are going to pay for them as the lender. We have a special program in which we're able to take all the non-allowable fees, bundle those together in a discount, and avoid the issue altogether and get the same exact deal for the veteran. So we have a great program for that. But make sure that if you're on the listing side and you get a call from the buyer and they're trying to say, well, these have to be paid by the seller, it's not true. It just can't be paid by the veteran. The lender can pay it as well. So give some pushback and make the lender pay it in that case. But don't discount taking a VA offer, because the money is just as good as you'll get whether it's cash, conventional loan, or any other loan type. So hope you found this helpful. We're really good helping our vets. We give back to our community on a regular basis, or this veteran community on an annual basis. Do a lot of things to help out the vets. So give me a call if you need help with any of this or have any questions, and have a great day.